Hey, what's up friends, you got Gypsy back here today, bringing you a little Showdown live. I haven't had one of these on the channel in a little while, and I thought I've been using a pretty fun team. I've been hitting the ladder a bit on my main, and I figured that I'd give you guys a Showdown live. I'm using a pretty fun team today, consisting of Band, Diggersby, bulky, like pivoting, Mega Scissor, pretty nice Scarf Lottie set, a Scarf Trick, and then you got Rocks Clef, pretty speedy Fizz Death Rotom, and then a pretty defensive Zapdos too, with Volt Switch. The main idea behind this is that we have three forms of pivoting in the form of like U-turn and two Volt Switches here. So we pivot around into Scarf Lottie and into Band Diggersby, and we get kills. So I can't take credit for this team. I didn't make it. I think it may be an NGMP team. NJMP. Fuck, I made that. And I think he was the guy who made it, but I could be wrong. Either way, it's not my team, but it's a very fun team to use, so we'll jump into it. We'll see if we can get a match. Alright, so first off we get a guy with Breloom. Breloom is a huge problem to this team. It's something I learnt whilst laddering up. Don't really have, in the sense that I have to sack something to sleep. And every mon is kind of crucial. So if he leads Breloom, I have to sack. I immediately have to sack. So I'm going to lead off with Zapdos and at least get the Volt Switch to break his potential sash. He leads off with Excadrill, and that's fine. I know I can take under half if he is a Scarf variant. He could be like a fat rocking Excadrill with Toxic, which would be annoying, but my play is to just Heat Wave, as he just goes for the Gliscor switch, and if I can get the burn here that'd be sweet, but we don't, and that's a pretty specially defensive Gliscor by the looks of it. So I'm just going to go out into, my play here is to, I can trick this thing with Scarf later on if I need to. This looks to be his switch into Laddies, but he may have like Pursuit, Mega Metagross, which is something I've got to keep in mind. I'm just going to go out to my Scizor now, just in case he wants to knock. I can get momentum with U-turn if he wants to go into Talonflame on my Scizor, but he just goes out to Excadrill, which is fine. I don't think he's going to stay in here because I could have Superpower, and if he is if he does want to get up rocks, then I could just defog him away. He does choose to get up rocks, and that's fine with me. I can just go into my Zapdos here and get rid of those. We'll see here if he is, well, he doesn't show lefties, so he's more than likely Scarf Drill, so Scarf Rocks Drill, which would make, I've seen it, it makes sense. Stealth Rocks on Gliscor is kind of bad, I don't really like it too much, but some people run it. But I think this is like a Scarf Drill with rocks, for sure. The fact that he hasn't shown lefties would be kind of weird, unless he's like Shuka, like a random Shuka Berry Excadrill, which kind of makes sense. But he just brings in Milotic, and this thing probably has, okay, so he's competitive, that's pretty cool. It might have Mirror Coat, but I don't think he does have Mirror Coat actually, because he's competitive. Either way, I'm just going to Volt here. I don't think he's going to have Mirror Coat, and we will see. I'm just going to go into my Rotom, just to kind of determine. Yeah, he just fires off a Scald, which is fine. And yeah, so he's lefties. I'm half tempted to click Hydro, expecting the Gliscor to come in, as weird as that sounds, because he doesn't really have a good switch into this thing. I'm just going to click Hydro. As a note, he just stays in and recovers up, so fair play, knowing he can tank a Volt Switch. So I'm going to click Willow here. If he goes into Gliscor, then that's just unfortunate. He could definitely do that. But he just goes into Exca. Interesting play. Interesting. I guess he... so he's Lam. Okay. Now that makes sense. Pretty safe switch in that regard then. I'm just going to go back into my Zapdos. I know Rock Slides aren't going to be doing too much to me. And I just want to keep him away at all costs, essentially. Like, Rocks don't hurt this team too much, but wanting to keep Zapdos healthy for Breloom and Talonflame is important, so... I'm going to go back into my Scizor and just U-turn out. If I can get a favourable matchup, I can bring in Diggersby and hit something really hard with the Choice Band. So he gets a crit. So he's Stone Edge, interesting set. So he's Stone Edge still, so this thing isn't really too much of an issue. I'm just going to bring in Diggersby now, and get a kill with with return. Like it's probably not going to kill this Gliscor because Gliscor is so fat. It's definitely not going to kill Gliscor, but I can get a big hit off on something. He might go into Melodic, predicting the Ice Punch, which would make sense on Diggersby. You know, weakening. I mean, looking at this team, like weakening Landorus and Garchomp for Sizzle makes a lot of sense. I can understand if he does expect me to be Ice Punch, and I'd love if he does go into Melodic because I can deal huge damage to the return. And if he's like a Spit F set, he might even drop to it. But we will see. I'm gonna click on timing because this dude's taking his sweet time. Nope. Okay, so he does go into Melodic, fearing the Ice Punch. Fair play, fair play. Now even if he wants to go into Metagross here, like I'm totally fine with getting damage on that thing. I do have my Mega Scissor, which is a reasonably nice check to it. I'm gonna click time with this. Every time I want to click time with this dude makes a move, so yeah, that's not exactly a switch in, bro. I don't think this thing's gonna be faster than, he's not gonna be creeping like my Diggersby either, so yeah, we just bop him. So now this is looking nice. Like Zapdos has a nicer time versus his team now. We know his drill isn't Scarf, it's a Lumberry variant, so it's not as much of a threat. We do outspeed this Breloom, but I'm pretty sure Breloom's Mach Punch kills, and I really don't want to risk Diggersby because it is so nice versus his team. Clef's looking pretty expendable. Although if I can sleep something, Clef takes on the Breloom pretty nicely. But Zapdos is a better way of taking it on. Yeah, so my man just turns the timer on here, fair enough. Keeping Diggersby is pretty important. I think I'm just going to... I want to keep Scizor alive too. I do have Healing Wish on Clef if I need to Healing Wish something up at some point during the match. I've also got Rotom for Mega Gross though, so... Realistically, Scizor's only coming in on Excadrill actually, so... I think my play is the Clef, because Clef gets beaten by Excadrill and Metagross, like it's not that useful per se in this matchup. But he's actually Toxicorp, so that's interesting. He could be like Focus Punch. I'm just going to go hard into Zapdos in case he subs up. That way I can at least threaten him. But he goes onto Metagross here, which is nice. That's very nice. He might be Ice Punch, so I'm just going to Volt here because I do want to keep Zapdos around. It's pretty nice versus the rest of his team. Man, Metagross is so fat. Now I can just go into... I'm going to go hard into Scizor. Like I want to keep Rotom pretty healthy if possible. Don't freeze, no freeze, no freeze. And here I can just Roost up, really, in case he just wants to Hammer on. Oh, sorry guys, I got the boys going off about the demo. He just goes hard into town. That's fine. That's fine. He could Willow here. He definitely could Willow here. I'm just gonna go into my Rotom. I don't really want Zapdos taking a Willow. He does Willow. Good play. Good play. So I'm just going to click Willow of my own. If he wants to stay in, he can... Oh man, I just blanked so hard. I totally forgot his Breloom was Toxicorp. This is actually a nice Breloom set to take on Rotom because it doesn't fear burns. That's pretty nice, but he's also like pretty at the mercy of my Zapdos because unless he's going Rock Tomb, which I don't think is good coverage on that Toxicorp set, then he can't really do too much to me. So I'm just going to Volt here. If he wants to go hard into this thing, he can. Excadrill, he can. Like I'll just Heat Wave the next turn, but it's not worth letting this thing freely. Like if I were to go for the Heat Wave here, then he could just like potentially Willow me and then Roost Storm me. At least if I get the Volt damage off, then I force him to Roost up later on with when I'm in with Rotom, because I can just pivot to Rotom if he wants to fire for Willow here. Oh, so that's definitely offensive talent. That just drops to a Volt. So the Talon being out of the way gives Scizor a lot of breathing room, as I can basically go into Scizor right now. He doesn't really have anything that wants to take on Scizor. The fact that Talon's out of the way means Clef has... I don't need to get Rock Slide with Clef anymore anyway, because Talon's out of the way, so... Clef has become a lot more expendable, but I can Healing Wish back up if if I need to with a mon, so he goes out to melodic. I'm not going to risk the burn, I'm just going to go into my rotom, as he does fire off the skull. It's almost not worth clicking Willow, because if I'm forced to attack him with Diggersby, he's gonna... No, he's not Marvel Scout, he's competitive, so I'm just gonna click Willow and get the burn, as he does recover up. And now I'm just gonna Pain Split, because he's more than likely gonna bring Breloom in, or maybe even... Oh, maybe even Excadrill. I don't know what's going on with my Showdown, but I can't see the percentages, which is annoying. I am just gonna go hard into my Scizor, because I don't think he's going to stay in. He does switch out to Excadrill, so this is nice. This is very nice. Now I'm just going to U-turn out on his rocks. No, I'm going to go hard into Zapdos because he's going to rocks first. Yeah, alright, and now I can roost up. And defog those rocks away. Like, had I switched in on the rocks, then I would have died to Rock Slide if he was packing it, if he was faster than me. We do defog, but we do give him the special attack boost, but he doesn't make the play of Ice Beaming that turn. He could go hard into Excadrill here. He could on my Volt Switch, and then try and set up rocks and 1v1 me, like, continuously set up rocks on my defogs, but I don't. If that's the case, I can just Heat Wave. I don't think he will do that, so I'll just click Volt, and he'll probably recover up here anyway. So see, like I want to go into Diggersby, but if he Ice Beams here, then it's just going to drop. So I feel like Gladi is my play because I can just trick whatever wants to come in, or even just drop a hot one on him. I feel as though he's going to stay in here and just recover up, so I'm just going to press Trick as we do get in there. He does just go for the recover, so that's really nice. Now I can just go hard out into Scizor on his Metagross. But he goes X-Go, which is fine. This thing, like, I really don't want Zapdos poison, but he just forfeits. Okay, so he was going to lose that. He was going to lose that towards the end. Like, he couldn't kind of outlast this team. I don't even know if this thing had Rock Slide, because he never went for it versus like my Zapdos switch-ins, but that's alright. I'm just gonna pause it here until we get another one. Alright guys, we're back and we've got a match versus Payo Head. I'm assuming this is Mega Gallade, which is a pretty cool mon to see. You don't really see it that much. Pretty threatening too. Scarf Ladi may come in clutch this game. Being able to trick. That's probably a Scarf Excadrill, and like Rocks Clef, I'm gonna say. Getting Rocks is gonna be nice. Getting Rocks up is definitely gonna be nice. I'm tempted to lead with it. If he does want to lead with Excadrill, I can live a hit with Diggersby and knock him out. He could just as easily lead Rotom though, that's the thing, so I'm just gonna lead with Clef. Because he does lead with Gallade, which is so nice for me. So I can just click Stealth Rock. So I don't think he's going to stay in. He's probably going to go out to X, which he does, and that's fine because he's probably forced to Iron Head here, if anything, as I can just go out to my Scizor and get the momentum with U-turn. I feel like he is going to be Scarf Drill, but he may just as likely be like a Fat Drill. I'm assuming he's Rock's Clef because Rock's Clef has risen a lot. I think my audio is fucked. Fuck itself, but yeah. If you guys didn't hear me, we're back for the match. My dude's taking his time. It feels like he's contemplating going for an Iron Hair and EQ, maybe printing my Rotom switch in. But he does just go for the Rapid Spin, so I don't know if that's like, I can't tell by the Rapid Spin if that's offensive damage, but I'm just going to U-turn him. If he wants to switch out the Rotom, that's great, because then I get my Diggersby in for free, or even my Clef to just set up rocks again. But yeah, this guy's taking his time. So he's actually more than likely a fat Excadrill, yeah, so he does get his rocks up, which is annoying, but That's just how it goes. I'm just going to I'm going to go into diggersby right here and click return, because he doesn't really have the best switch-ins. My play here would be to like EQ, so I feel as though switching out into Talon or Thunderous, but he just does stay in. He lets me weaken it, which is cool. Does a decent amount, but if I can get rid of this Excadrill, then Clef has a nicer time. I can always healing wish this up later on if I need to. But now this invites Talon in, which is definitely a threat. Definitely a threat, even though I've got Zapdos and Rodent. Like, Talon's just such a menace to so many teams. If I can get rid of Talon though, next Sizzle has a lot of fun versus this team. I'm just going to go into my Zapdos here because I do have the Roost. He does just want to fire an attack, but he Wisps. Okay, so he could be Spit F Talon, he could be Offensive Wisp. We did see Offensive Wisp last game, but this is fine. I'm just going to defog right here on the Talon. If he wants to stay in Wisp, I'm completely fine with that. But he may just go out to his own. Okay, so he's Taunt. That's cool. That's cool. So he has no way of blocking Volt though, so we can just Volt Switch pretty freely out here. If he wants to Willow, then Talon is pretty weakened, so he's more than likely Spit F Talon. And I can go into Latios after this and trick the Clef. But we'll see what he decides to do. He may just go hard into Clef, to be honest, fearing like T-Bolt or Discharge, which would be a fair play. Wisps, which is fine. Now I can go into my Laddie and just click Trick. I feel as though he's likely going to Roost up here or just go hard into Clef, so I can just Trick here, as we do get him with that. So that is very nice, and we get the Sharp Beak, which is fine. And now I can... He'll probably switch out to Clef here, so I am just going to go out to my Zapdos, wanting to get rid of those hazards. But he just Wisps, which is beautiful, as now I can just defog, get those rocks out of here. I can Roost up pretty comfortably on a lot of his team anyway, so I don't want to get outsped by this Gallade, so I am just going to go into my Clefable. He's probably going to hit me with an Ice Punch or a knockoff, but he SDs, that's fine. I know I can live the hit. The best thing he has to hit me with is Zen, so as long as he doesn't crit me, we should be good. And we get the big powerful hit off. So now he'll be in range of Banded Diggersby, for sure. I kind of want to keep this around to get rocks up though, because if I get rocks up, then these two are really nerfed. And I should be able to get rocks up versus the Rotom. The Hydra will probably take me out. I don't know, I can't really switch it out. I can't switch anything else into this monster. Talonflame is nerfed anyway because it's Scarfed, and I have Laddie to deal with the Thunderous. So I'm just going to click Stealth Rocks. As he just takes me out with the CC, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know, I can't really do anything else but go into Diggersby right here and just click Quick Attack. Going into Rotom would be fine. He could be Healing Wish Clef, which would be annoying too. That would be very annoying to face. If he does heal back up this Gallade, that could be a problem. But I do have the Quick Attack and priority from Scizor in the back. He could... No, he would have like calced earlier that I was Banded Diggersby versus the Excadrill, I would have hoped. Okay, we take out the huge threat, so that's good. He may have thought I was trying to like, you know, act like I was Scarf when I was really Banded and scare him out. That's fine. We can just go Rotom here. So you do get the Thunderous, which is nice. I'm just gonna Volt. I have no reason not to Volt. If he's Life Orb, that's great, because then it's putting him closer in range of Quick attack damage after I get the Volt off and use Life Orb. Okay, so we get a crit, so that's really nice. Now I can just go into Laddie, and really I can trick. No, my player's to Side Shock 100%. He's just gonna knock here, and I can just Side Shock. I gotta keep Diggersby around for Clef, because if it is CM Clef, then it 1v1s like the rest of my team. But I do have SD Bullet Punch on Scizor, but if he's Flamethrower, then that's the thing. Interesting to see. Like, his best way to hit me is Knockoff, and it's not gonna kill Laddie at this range of health anyway, so. He may want to preserve this Thunderous though and go out into Clef, which I could see being a reasonable play. We will see. This dude takes a long time to make his moves. He's probably running calcs versus my Laddie with the knockoff. Yeah, so we live and take out the Thunderous. I can roost up on Rotom, I can recover up on Rotom if I need to, which is cool. But he just goes back into Talon, and I am just going to go into my Zapdos so I can get a roost up. Beautiful, so that does nothing. He could very well go into Clef here, but he just forfeits, so yeah, fair enough. But he wasn't winning that with Zapdos. Diggersby and Scizor in the back. It was going to be hard for him to kind of come out on top in that situation, so we'll get another one. I'll just pause it because it's taking a long time to get matched. I think everyone's asleep, to be honest. Alright guys, we're back. Probably going to be the last one because these matches have been going on for so long. But we're up against AdKim45. A pretty interesting team, like looking like webs with Bishop to counter Defog users. Probably Rocks Chomp, probably his talent. I mean, that must be his talent counter. He's probably Fat Chomp, otherwise his team just gets murked by talent. So that's what I am expecting. The thing is though, Zapdos beats Bishop, so it's not like the worst thing in the world. Having this thing Mega Evolved would be nice to take on this guy right here. But he could just as easily lead with. He has no form of hazard removal. What am I saying? Clef is the lead. So he does just lead with Galvantula. That's fine. That's fine. Like I'm fine with him getting up sticky webs. This team doesn't really rely on speed anyway. Laddie is immune to the webs. He has. Okay, he just goes for Thunder. It's fine. I want to keep this thing relatively healthy if I can. Watch him para me. I'm just gonna get back to full because this thing is my Gallade counter. Check, it's not a counter at all. The thing's a monster. Thunder isn't doing too much. He is eventually gonna get the paralysis though, which is annoying. I just have to attack. Because if I let my Zapdos get weakened, then Bishop could be a big problem. I guess he's not wanting to set up his webs. I guess he's not wanting to. Maybe he sees they don't do much, but we do eventually get parried, which is bound to happen with Thunder. But he just brings in mana, which is fine. I can just go. It's not really fine, to be honest, because Manaphy's a big threat to this team. Manaphy's a huge threat, to be honest. I can go into Latios, trick him into Ice Beam. I think that is my play, to be honest. So he is just gonna go up. Do I want to keep Laddie? Like, do I want to keep Laddie around? It does revenge Chomp and +1 Volcarona, which is pretty nice. But I was playing with getting parried there, and like I could have just got parried and let him set up for free. At least if I trick him into Ice Beam, lock him into Ice Beam, then my Pinsir and my Rotom can beat it. Yeah, it's a Manaphy, it's a +3 Manaphy. Like, Draco's not going to do too much though. Draco's not even going to put it in range of. Draco's not even going to put it in range of Quick Attack, I don't think. Yeah, Draco, and then 62. It's all depending on like rolls. Oh, fuck it, we'll go for it. That's a bulky Manaphy. Good lord. Okay, so that may have been a bit of a mistake, as I don't think Quick Attack is going to kill, which it doesn't, but at least Bullet Punch kills now, so we're sacking every mon to Manaphy, which isn't really smart, but then like Diggersby isn't doing too much to the rest of this game anyway, as Garchomp can just come in and set up rocks, but he just goes into Volcarona, which is fine. I'm just gonna go into Rotom, because I know I can live a Giga Drain, unless he's Life Orb. If he's Partial Berry, then we may just lose to this Volk. But he's Bug Buzz, and we get off the Hydro kill. Nice, nice, nice. So really, Gallade is the last big threat to this team, and he's gonna knock here. So I'm just gonna go into my Scizor. He's not gonna want to risk. Yeah, so he just SDs there, which is cool. As now I know the Zapdos is gonna be able to take a Sucker Punch, but Mega Gallade is looking like a threat. Yeah, looking like a threat for sure. As we do kill. So he could be Scarf Garchomp, which could be a problem. He's just going to click Zen here. He could even bulk up, he could even SD, which he does, yeah. It's looking over at this point because this thing can... he could miss Zen. That's my play. My play is for him to miss Zen Headbutt and click Moonblast right here. But he has Psycho Cut, and we live that, and we fire off the Moonblast. So yeah, lucky players. And he just quits. So had he had Zen, we probably would have lost that last one. I really like the calc showed that Manaphy would have gone down to a Draco plus a Quick Attack, but I guess he was running like more HP on his Manaphy than the standard Manaphy spread, so yeah. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like and a comment on the video. Let me know what you guys thought of live in the team. I feel as though this 3 games was long enough. Like the games were kind of long, but if you guys want to see longer lives, then definitely let me know. I'm more than happy to do longer lives, but I don't want to bore you guys with really long videos. If you're just wanting to see, I know there's thousands of other PokeTubers doing like lives and shit, so I totally get it. But yeah, if you guys want to see more, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys watching my videos, and I will see you next time.